Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really pleased to represent Far Jersey. So I would like to talk to you today about the app, which is called OLIO, and the things it's doing, environmental and as well as social, and about the power of technology and food to bring people and community together. So just briefly, if you have never heard about it, I'll just tell you what it is. It's apparently the only global neighbor-to-neighbor food sharing app. It connects people with others, with neighbors and with businesses. So the food, surplus food, unwanted food, but still edible food, can be shared rather than thrown away. How it all started, two lovely ladies called Tessa and Sasha, really good friends. They met at university. They just hated food. Sasha is from America, from the hippie family, so there was never waste in her life. And Tessa is from the UK and grew up on the dairy farm. So again, waste was a big no-no. The whole bulb moment happened once when Tessa was moving places, and as you do when you move, she found few things in her fridge, and she hates food waste, so she wanted to give it to somebody. She couldn't carry it with her, and she didn't know how. She didn't know the neighbors. So she thought, oh, there must be a way, there will be an app, as these days you got an app for everything. And she was surprised she couldn't find a platform to do that. So she talked to Sasha, and that's how it all started. They thought, well, we need to fill this gap, we need to make it happen, and we need to create something that will allow this. So that's what they did. And 3 years ago they started it. And it has grown humongously, and it's a really global movement. So the food via OLIO has been shared in 35 countries, 1.1 million portions of foods being saved and shared between people. And now in terms of users who got and downloaded the app, we are up about 635,000. This is how it looks. So it's available on smartphones, iPads, and recently also online, because we are aware that not everybody might have smartphone, but these days a lot of people do. It looks, you can see in the middle, it looks a little bit like eBay with free food. You can see the pictures. If you click on it, it will tell you all the details, description, dates, and location, how far from you it is. And all you do, you press the button called request item, and via private messaging, you talk to the other user, who is either individual or one of my or our volunteers, and arrange the exchange and collection from the person's home. That's where it's very different to any charity with a central location, and that's how it spreads within the community, because the volunteers and individuals just live and are dotted around, so there will really always be somebody quite near you, even if you don't drive. So the whole #1 focus and primary reason for OLIO has been environmental, to really tackle the problem and the huge global issue of food waste. It's really staggering that 30 to 50% of food globally is wasted, and with that goes all the resources that gone into producing the food, which is water. 25% of fresh water supply is wasted with the food we throw away. Then labor, the list goes on, shipping, packaging, absolutely everything. And the crazy and the biggest nonsense is that there is 800 million people malnourished around the world. And even in the UK, it's not just the Western world. So in the UK last year, the research shown over 1 million people visited food bank, yet we throw away so much food. So that's where my story really starts, I guess. I come from the Czech Republic. I really grew up in a very happy home. My mom and dad are gardeners and florists by trade, so we're lucky. We always had a big garden and everything. We grew everything we could at home. My mum is an amazing cook, so I have had a very strong connection to food since I was a child. And I moved to the UK 12 years ago, and I just started seeing the difference. I think there is still quite a bit of a difference. A lot more food is packaged. There is the dates which make retailers to not be able to sell it longer. And everything was reduced, and in the evenings I was asking the shop assistants, what happened to this food? You take it, and they just start shaking head, no, it's going to the bin. And I thought it was absolutely insane, because the pineapples were still green and the food was totally perfectly edible. So I was starting to be very frustrated with it and really wanted to do something about it. I studied university, sustainable tourism and hospitality management, but more and more I was shifting towards this, and did lots of short courses about sustainability, but also food waste. Then I moved to Jersey almost 5 years ago, and the story was very similar, literally same. Everywhere reduced food, and I started talking to businesses, again asking what's happening to all this flowers with dates reduced, and they all telling me it's going to the bin. And then I knew there were people, even my friends, who really would do with it, or we all would do with it, because food is expensive and we all use it every day. I started to talk to charities. Is there a way how we can connect and we can save this food, because it's perfectly edible? But logistically and for some other reasons, it just never got anywhere. And then one day online I bumped to OLIO, and I just read all about it online, and I thought it was absolutely genius and magic. And with the power of technology, I thought it really was so clever, and I really wanted to give it a go. So I called the UK founders, and we've spoken. I said, is there any chance I can bring it to Jersey? The waste is everywhere, and I feel we could make a difference. They were excited. They said, certainly yes. So try to get shops on board. You will need volunteers. Just go for it. We are here if you need us. It was on the Liberation Day, 2017 in May. I gone out of my door like crazy, really hoping that it will work. At the time I had just a normal office job. I retrained as HR. It wasn't fulfilling me, so I hope that this will give me the purpose and I could still make a difference, at least in my free time. And to my surprise, really good surprise, shops were nodding. They're like, yeah, we have this waste. We don't like to waste food, but this is what it is. Please, yeah, come and pick it up. So I had a full-time job and I was picking up from coffee shops, and Alliance said yes, which was incredible. So all this array of food I was getting at the start, before work, sharing in the middle of the day, after work, people picking up from my house. It was going really big. I was very busy, so I realized I needed volunteers, and they really were coming. More and more of them started promoting it, and they appeared. And it was growing so big, and I was loving it so much. Nothing else was on my mind. I couldn't focus on my full-time job, that I was brave and crazy enough and decided to leave my job for this last year in September. And I've been doing the whole project voluntarily for over a year. I know you guys like a little bit of a Jersey and Guernsey competition. So there is some stats, how we've grown it. So now in Jersey I got incredible, I can't use good enough words how to describe the team of 55 volunteers. They are so dedicated, and without them I could never get anywhere. And we got 7,200 OLIO users, which for the size of the island I think is wonderful. And we share about 700 listings a week, which makes up to about 3/4 of a ton of edible food a week. Last summer already, Tessa said to me, Elis, you know how amazing you're doing? I'm like, we're doing pretty well, but we have so many more shops and farms and places to join us. We're nowhere near where I would like to be. And she sent me this pie chart, and I couldn't believe it. We were sharing, small island of Jersey, still sort of at the start, almost 50% of OLIO's global listings. Other big countries, think of the big ones, were this small. We were both looking at it like it was not true. So Tessa was really keen to find out how we're doing it, what we're doing, and please continue. We will try to support you as soon as and as much as we can. So the year gone past, and it's grown to what it's grown, and the natural progress, and retailers in Jersey, as well as some guys from here, started to ask, will you come to us? So I've spoken to the founders, and they were really keen. I would like to do that, and so that's what happened. End of July, I came here first time, and only in this short time, I have a team of fantastic 25 volunteers, locally 1,700 OLIO users, and already 300 weekly listings. So you're catching up very, very quickly. Then environmental side of OLIO and food sharing has been very clear, I'm sure, from what I've just said, but I would like to talk more about the social side of OLIO. This picture is just great, you know, kids sharing food. You've all heard it when you were little, probably share food with your sibling, with your friends. It's just embedded in our culture. And Latin word companion apparently means someone with whom you share bread. And I can tell you, we get a lot of bread. We get it daily. It's a #1 staple we get. And in UK, daily 24 slices of bread apparently are wasted. I don't understand why it's happening. It's a real shame, but yeah. But it's not only the bread. You can see the amazing stuff we get. So this is a photo of one of my now best friends, one of the volunteers called Kathy, single mom with 3 children. She does Tuesdays. This is from Tesco and maybe one more supermarket. That's her routine Tuesday. She always loses her table as my other volunteers, but they just love doing it. So then the rest of the day is sharing it on the app, people turning up on her doorstep. And by the end of the day is always gone, maybe not even end of the day. So that's how it looks on a daily basis in Jersey. So it's been proven, some studies proven that Mediterranean countries, for instance, and especially, the people there live longer lives, and apparently it's not only because of their amazingly healthy diet, but also because of the communities, how people are close together. And food really can bring people together. And as you know, loneliness is being shown as one of the causes of mental health problems and well-being and even physical illnesses. And food does bring people together, and I could be here all day telling you the stories we have seen. I cried so many times, mums and other people telling me how it helped them so much through crisis. They can afford now some healthy food for their children, and so on and so on. I got a new family through OLIO. People found love, best friends, and it's just doing really great things. Connected people, professional people together. People made new business connections. And believe it or not, I even now got a private pilot through OLIO. My great friend who is so keen to support what I'm doing, and thanks to him, I'm coming to Guernsey as often as I am. So Dale, if you're watching, thank you so much for that. And here is Sue, one of my great volunteers from Jersey. And she told me about 6 months ago, she sent me a message out of the blue. Hi Elis, just want to tell you a huge thank you. You don't even know how you and OLIO changed my life. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was touched, but we didn't go into detail. And when I was preparing for this talk, I asked her, can you share your story a little bit more with me? I would like to present it here. And she sent me this audio, which I thought was so amazing. If you don't mind, we will just play it here for you.
My OLIO story. 3 years ago, I came out of a period where I had had 3 significant and traumatic life events. The third one being that I lost my business, along with everything I had worked all my life for, including my home. And at 60, this really wasn't on my bucket list. For the first time in my life, I was completely without a sense of purpose or even a reason to get up in the morning. And for a year, I isolated myself from friends and family as much as I could. I just wanted to be on my own and readjust. And I basically spent a year in bed. Going from an active, strong and busy person to this person who I really didn't recognise was a really difficult period for me. By chance, on Facebook one day, I saw Elis promoting OLIO. I downloaded the app, saw some things that I would like and requested them, and met with Elis, and she told me all about OLIO. It was in its infancy then. She'd only been really promoting it for about a week. But in that brief meeting, she totally inspired me. I was so interested, and against my better judgment, because at that time I really had no enthusiasm for anything, I found myself offering my services. The call came a couple of days later, and it changed my life. I started assisting Elis and OLIO 2 days a week. Alliance Tesco came on board at that time, so it started getting bigger and more volunteers were joining. So I was meeting new people all the time. I can't even begin to tell you what OLIO and Elis have given me. It really did change my life. It got me up and out. It gave me a reason to get up. I was meeting lovely people and hearing stories that really put my life back in perspective. Normal people struggling, teachers trying to set up breakfast clubs, people helping charities for the homeless, for children, for animals. It also helped me having access to the OLIO waste programme, especially during that first year whilst I was getting back on my feet. But the main thing it gave me was a reason to get up in the morning. Since that time, I've gone from strength to strength, and I'm now back to the person that I was. But through it all, I remembered and learnt one lesson. The only things that really matter in life are people, your friends, your family, the people you meet. And I found by helping others, you help yourself without even realising it. For that, I thank OLIO. And Elis in particular, she has become a friend and she's an inspirational girl who never gives up. OLIO and planet sustainability are her passion. And she has really opened my eyes. At my age, I may not be the one to make the changes that are going to make a difference, but I'm happy to help Elis where I can to fulfil her dream for our planet and future generations.
Bless her. She was meant to be here. But sadly, she couldn't make it. She was not very well this week, but I hope she's watching. And yeah, I'm very grateful to have met her. And I couldn't not share one more story with you, which is very heartbreaking. You might have heard or seen Anne. She's my Guernsey volunteer. She got in touch in August with me and she really wanted to join. She said to me, I would love to help you help others. It would give me a sense of purpose. I used to own children's shoe shop over here. I loved the customer contact and I miss it dearly. I had to sell up when I was diagnosed with cancer in 2016. She's been one of the most amazing people and just inspiration to us all. She's been tirelessly helping us despite her tiredness and pain since August until about 2 weeks ago when she started not to feel very well. And we just all praying she gets better and we will have her back. But I'm really grateful that OLIO brought some joy to her life at this very difficult time in her and her family's life. So, and sending you big hugs and love, and we hope you'll be back. Just to finish it all, I just would love to thank absolutely everybody in Jersey, now in Guernsey. I have 2 communities, 2 families who've been part of this, because without you guys, it wouldn't be possible. I have been told by many people, I feel very grateful for that. They keep telling me, Elis, you've made such a difference. And I always say, it's not me, it's not just me. Without this amazing team, the business is sharing their surplus food with us. And then every single user who takes the food from us, it would never be possible. So we can be, and we already are, people from around the world talking to me and watching Jersey and Guernsey and asking me what and how can we do it as you guys doing it. We can really inspire other communities and bring amazing environmental as well as you can tell, social benefits to our communities via food, via sharing and just connecting with each other. So yes, one person can make a difference, every single one of you, but only together we can make the change. Thank you very much.